Thank you very much. Our very effective Director of Communications. I want to say that from the onset, the National Resistance Movement is a very strong party. The party has been, or the organization, has been running the country under the stewardship of General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for the last 39, coming to 40 years, next year, the 26th of January. The National Resistance Movement, as President Museveni has very clearly elucidated in the past at the steps of Parliament in 1986, when he was sworn in, he said that this is not just a mere change of guard. This is going to be a fundamental change. End of quote. Uganda, which was a pariah state, a failed nation, a banana republic, is now a country that is highly respected, not only within the region, but in the African continent and globally. It is a nation that has been rebuilt brick by brick, and it's got very strong pillars from the point of security, and I've said it very clearly, that a nation that does not have stability cannot proceed, cannot grow, cannot expand. And that's why I want to say that General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and the team that has been behind him and supported him has made the governance of this country a confluence of ideas. This confluence of ideas manifests into a strong party. And as you know, pillar number one in governance of any nation is peace and stability, security. That's infrastructure number one. The others have tried to overthrow this government, pushed him left and right, but he has been stable. Museveni has been strong, stable. They push him left and right, backward and forward. He has remained strong. Now, in order to ensure that the country is strong, you also need a strong economy and a strong army. Our gallant forces, the UPDF, as you know, have been built and now a formidable force, not only in the country, not in the region, but the whole of the African continent, East and Central. Uganda has been central in ensuring that under our Pan-African theme, apart from creating stability in the country, Uganda now exports peace under our Pan-African theme to our neighbors. And nobody can doubt that our capacity, both air, sea, ground, and all other security apparatus is very solid. I want therefore to affirm one position, that in order to create and ensure that we have a strong governance system, we need a strong party. A strong party is like a strong bearing or an aircraft with strong engines. I'm a pilot. If you don't have powerful engines, you cannot go far. And once you have powerful engines and enough fuel, you can fly very far. But in order to fly that aeroplane, you need experienced pilots to navigate you through bad weather and to be able to drive you through challenges and obstacles that you face. And General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has been a very good captain. And I want therefore to tell you that amongst him in governance of the country and the party, he has also got very many very good co-pilots. And as a co-pilot, once in a while, I want to tell you that you don't bring an inexperienced co-pilot. And those of you who play football, if you have a very good football team, you don't change good strikers. I'm a Ronaldo of NRM. So when you have good strikers, you can now be rest assured that you have a winning team. You support Manchester, who support Arsenal, and other teams. You know that every football team wants to get very good strikers. NRM has got very good strikers. And come 2026, all these amateur teams should be prepared to hand the cup over to NRM, because our winning captain with his co-pilots will deliver victory for NRM. So therefore, when I see these other people who are coming in, democracy is the epitome. It's is the theme of the national resistance movement. But you don't bring in amateurs into a sensitive organ like Central Executive Committee. It's not a political laboratory. You don't come and learn and test your eloquence, your capacity, your leadership. We want tested leaders to be in the midst and the governance of that strong, powerful aircraft called the National Resistance Movement. And I want to assure you that leadership is intergenerational. It is not just limited. It's like a forest. You cannot have a forest of young trees only. A forest is made up of very many different types of species of trees. And that makes it a beautiful forest. So National Resistance Movement is an intergenerational organization, multi-ideological, but uni-ideological in information. In that we can have variants. We have those who want to have, we have Catholics, we have Protestants, we have Muslims, we have even atheists, even those who believe in CEC. What do you call it? CEC. Those who go in with the Mama Fina. We have Mama Fina as a strong member of the National Resistance Movement. And she's a good mobilizer in Rubaga and that axis, Makinde. Because she believes in traditional being. We don't reject them. That's why we say that NRM is multi-ideological. And in information, we have also got people who are feudalists, who believe in the Kabaka, the kingdom. And you know, it's embracive. We have people who believe in King Oyo, who believe in the Omukama of Bunyoro. We have the Basoga. We have a Mormor, Woninyach. All those form the structure that builds the national resistance movement. Now, I have also got a few areas that are of concern. When you see a European, and I want you to listen to me very carefully, when you see Americans or Europeans, the British, our neo-colonial masters before, we are now a sovereign state. But the moment you see these Europeans or these Western fellows fronting a candidate to join the national resistance movement or join leadership in a country, your antenna should be up. Why are they funding multiple candidates in the country and spending lots of money? And these candidates that you see don't have a single office. They don't employ people here. They don't have offices or interests. They don't have businesses or an organization even outside without Uganda. but they are spending millions and millions of dollars in the interests of driving politics in the country. Africa must be aware. You must be alert. Really, to me, the colonial masters, I have said this before, Africa and we, the black people, were subjugated to the enforcement of brutality and inhuman behavior when slave trade reigned over Africa for 400 years. Why? They wanted labor. They wanted interest in our minerals. They wanted to exploit the African continent. And I've said the second largest black nation in the world is Brazil, with over 140 million black people who are in Brazil, next to Nigeria. When you see these people coming in and machinating a few of our people here, be aware. Be very careful. Mukwe chonjo. Mwegendereze. Abadugavu, our black people, be very careful. And that's why I want to say that for me, on my part, my credentials as a patriot are there. When the counting was there, when Konya attacked the Teso sub-region and attempting to enter eastern Uganda, on the 15th of June 2003, led by Abu Dema, people like Tabule, Ochan Bunia, the Rascal Oquias, and all that group, the bridgehead headed towards Teso. My comrades and I felt that this is the time under Article 7 of the Constitution for us to join and be counted as patriots in defending the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. And we joined as an auxiliary force, a militia, to fight along our gallant forces of UPDF. And I would like to thank General Muhoozi because he was part of the Arrow formation. In the fight against Kony, he was based in Orungo. And I want to tell you that's a gallant son of Uganda, a patriot. And when I see General Muhoozi forming PLU, those are patriots. People like Amuka in Lango, Frontier Guards in Kitgum. The UPDF rolled Kony like a carpet from Teso all the way up to Central African Republic, 2,000 kilometers away, never to come back again. Uganda now is peaceful in the north. I stand here proud as a patriot to be part of those to be counted to defend Uganda. When ADF reigned and was prevailing and was causing hell in the Kasese, Bundibujo, the Toro axis, I was given the task by General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and General Saleh to go and negotiate the return of Irema Ngoma, the king of the Rwenzururu, the cultural head. And I'm happy that we brought him back in the first rally in Kasese at the Independence Ground. He said, I'm here, and I quote him, telling the Bakonzo that I order you, those of you who think that I am up fighting for the reinstatement of the Rwenzururu kingdom, that was the beginning of the end and the collapse of ADF. Our forces are now deep pursuing ADF in the DRC Congo. I stand as a patriot in the contribution towards the peace in Rwenzori and the bringing back of the cultural head. When Rwanda Rwandese were being killed with impunity. When we had the genocide in Rwanda, and the bodies were flowing from along River Kasesiro into the confluence of Lake Victoria in Rakai district, I count to be one of those with the late Honorable Pinto and Kakwenzire to be the ones who buried thousands and thousands of Rwandese bodies that floated across the lake. And I'm happy that I stood to bury those people as a strong Pan-Africanist. As the chairman of the Pan-African Movement Uganda chapter, I'm proud to be associated with the burial of the Rwandese remains inside Uganda. And I stand and say that never again should we have genocide anywhere in Africa. People suffer from memory loss, but I want to assure you that I also moved a motion in Parliament, in the 6th Parliament, to cause the disarmament of the Karamojong. Karamoja at that time had close to between 60 to 80,000 guns in Karamoja. More guns than the guns you have in Kenya in the army, police, prisons, and all the security organs put together at that time. I want to say that that motion was adopted by government of Uganda. President Museveni, that time it was Professor Nsibambi who received the motion, and General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has implemented it. I'm happy to say that this armament policy of government of Uganda, compensation and building infrastructure in the Karamoja region has taken place, continues to take that direction. I want to say unequivocally that Karamoja region now is peaceful because of that motion. I stand as a patriot to say that motion is now the transformation, leads to the transformation of the Karamoja region and pacifies the whole Acholi sub-region, Lango, Teso, Bugisu, and Sebei. The peace now you have in the Acholi sub-region, in Lango, in Teso, Bugisu, Sebei, and inside Karamoja was out of the motion I moved. Comrades, I'm happy that President Museveni has implemented it. To bring the story back home in terms of mobilization, in 2020, which had hit the country, at that time, President Museveni chose not to get involved and to risk the lives of our people, including his, because of COVID. I was able to go around with my own helicopter, supporting for 4 months, 120 days, to campaign for the party. And I'm happy, comrades, that I was able to mobilize collectively with other team leaders 97 members of parliament for NRM Eastern, NRM. 25 independent-leaning NRM members. Out of this NUP with this wave, this NUP, only managed to get 2. Honorable Nambeshe and another member of parliament of Jinja City. 2. That NUP. Jema got only 1. Honorable Basalirwa Bujiri. FDC with their Chejo got only 11. So the majority members of parliament from the East, I'm proud to say that chairman NRM were majority NRM, councillors, city leaders NRM, how can you not be proud of a good mobilizer? So when I see these other comrades coming to stand with us, I only say that they better learn from the best. They better be trained. Let them learn how the party works. Some of them have never been even chairman LC1. These ones who are standing with me. Never been chairman LC1, never been chairman LC2, never been chairman LC3. You've never been a councillor in the municipality. You've never been a councillor in the city. You've never been held a leadership position in the party. You have not even attended cadreship training of the party. And you want to climb a tree from the top to parachute yourself to the top of the party? No. Ugandans, be aware. General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has been a leader in this revolution for 60 years. 60 years at the lower level, training in Mozambique as a cadre, Mozambique. Untrained cadres like General Salles, the late Regema, Ivan Coretta, and many others. All those were mentored, built, trained, and placed to lead a party. Some people just want to come in and just sit. I think Ugandans, you need to know that when money comes, let the party not be on sale. You are now democratizing, you are now bringing in, monetizing elections in the country. And I want to call the leaders of NRM not to monetize elections in the country. You are going to negotiate this party out of power because you're going to have a party which will only be for those who have the means and capacity to afford and buy a paper ballot. This is dangerous. You cannot do this in the Republican Party in the US or Democrats, China. You cannot do this. This new development, I want to call upon comrades to continue to pin individual merit. Merit should be meritocracy is the foundation of any party because of ideological clarity. If you don't have meritocracy built within the party, I want to assure you, Wandugu Zanguni, you're going to negotiate yourself out of power. Because even leaders from the opposition can come in and use money and undermine the party from within to implode the party. Be cautious. I want therefore to say that we have now come together, and this press team will be giving you regular briefings because we now have a national infrastructure where in every 147 districts of Uganda, we have been able to maintain and drive a coordinated, and we're going to have a coordinated infrastructure of campaigns. You are going to have a regular campaign system and infrastructure in the media, both electronic, print, and otherwise, because the dynamic of campaigns has changed. You, the members of the press, the Fourth Estate, understand this better than I do. I want therefore to thank you, members of the Fourth Estate, for having come here today. And I want therefore to say that tuli tayari, we are ready. Tell them to put their best foot forward. Twetegese. We are ready as yesterday to face those, and I want to assure you that 20, when we go for the national conference, where we choose to be when the party sits, I want to assure you that we have the grassroots structures and the candidates. We are going to go around the country to ensure that we galvanize, mobilize, crystallize and drive our campaign to a positive direction. I thank you.